the one size fits all may be a good formula which BJP wants to apply, but certainly it won't apply in Indian election scenario because state by state the politics differ. First, BJP has to accept that they are the tail end of the party and the head is actually AIADMK. That respect has to be given to AIADMK. If the elections were to be held in Tamil Nadu, who would be the most favorite candidate for the chief ministership? Number one position was, of course, of Stalin. But the number two position is, interestingly, Vijay and not Edapadi. And that has really sent shivers down the spine of AIADMK.
Hello and welcome. I'm Vijay Srinivasan and this is Talking Sense With Srini. We are keeping the spotlight on Tamil Nadu as coalition conversations intensify in the state. We just have about roughly 2 months to go for the election commissions to roll out the poll dates for the assembly elections in the state. But we don't really have any concrete information as such yet from any of the Dravidian majors or even from the most recent political startup, Tamil Nadu on who the alliance is going to be with. Joining us to decode this further on what exactly is going on in the state of Tamil Nadu is our editor-in-chief, Srinivasan. Thanks much indeed for your time, sir.
Yeah, hi, Vijay.
Hello, sir. Let me begin with you. Home Minister Amit Shah was here in Tamil Nadu. He was in Tiruchi, and Pudukkottai. We don't really see anything, any kind of a political potboiler that emerged after the Home Minister's visit. We even couldn't see those pictures of, the opposition leader, Edappadi Palaniswamy, meeting him. They are very much a part of the alliance. So what exactly is happening? How do you read this?
You may not have seen anything on the face of it, but then a lot of things have happened probably behind the scene. And it's been, one of the toughest assignments, which probably Amit Shah is facing in his long career now, nearly 11 years, where he has been proved to be a Chanakya of Indian politics.
Yeah.
He could crack codes, from, Uttar Pradesh to even Andhra Pradesh and southern states, even Orissa. Everywhere, wherever Amit Shah went, Maharashtra, the turnaround, he could succeed. But somehow when it comes to Tamil Nadu, he finds it very tough. And last visit, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was here, even he found it very annoying that nothing much has moved in Tamil Nadu. In fact, that time it was told that he called the party leaders and gave them a, kind of a dressing down, saying why such a delay? Because there's just 2 months left now. Amit Shah returned once again to say he thought something will happen. But this time, he made it a point that the message clearly reaches all the leaders of NDA coalition that he is annoyed. Now, that was clear because he did not meet anybody. During his 2-day stay, he did not meet the principal opposition AIADMK leader with whom he is going to tie up as a principal partner of NDA. He did not meet him. Rather, he met one of his, associates, Velumani, and he had a long chat with him. Apparently, he was very upset, very angry, saying that the time is running out, hardly 60 days left when the elections could be announced. And there's been, on paper, there is no coalition yet, a firm coalition. That's his main anger. But it's not as if only he is having... only Amit Shah is having trouble. Even on the other side, DMK is having its own problems. So we'll come to that later when you ask that question. Because his constituent parties, DMK's constituent parties, that's what I mean, are also trying to explore new avenues. All this has happened because an X factor which has entered into Tamil Nadu elections,
the TVK?
TVK, headed by actor Vijay.
Okay. No, let's talk a little bit about the NDA coalition. So what exactly, is going on there? Because BJP in the past used to have a strong upper hand when it comes to, seat negotiations and so on. Is it what we saw it in the Bihar elections as well, and obviously the BJP also performed equivalent to what the JDU did. Is it what is actually hampering the coalition in Tamil Nadu? Is it what the BJP is trying to be hegemonistic with the AIADMK and that's really not working out with EPS?
Yeah, look, one size fits all may be a good formula which BJP wants to apply, but certainly it won't apply in Indian election scenario because state by state the politics differ.
Completely different.
It can't be the same what happened in Bihar. But yes, the newspapers today carried in Chennai saying that Amit Shah was saying Why can't it be an alliance like we could do something in Bihar with Nitish Kumar? Why can't EPS come around? There is a crucial difference. Nitish Kumar on his own has a very little support there. He has a backing of Kurmis, but then he managed to form a coalition of his own from 4 to 6%. Then he managed to form a broader alliance of OBCs, MBCs, and other things. That's how he ran his government. But here, situation is completely different. AIADMK on its own, if you look at their vote share, even after losing 10 various election, assembly by-election and smaller elections, since the last assembly election of 2021, he still has, in the last parliament election 2024, AIADMK has got 24% vote share of its own, which has actually come down from 33% which they had during 2021 assembly. So that has come to Lok Sabha 2024 to, about 24%. So, when you're talking to a party, AIADMK, first, BJP has to accept that they are the tail end of the party and the head is actually AIADMK. That respect has to be given to AIADMK. I think that is what is also annoying Edapadi, because if he is seen as a weakling who's kind of bending his back to accommodate BJP, he knows that in this sensitive Tamil Nadu electorate, he will lose his face. So he has to keep that also. So I think Amit Shah is now desperate. Why he made such a statement? Because he is really annoyed that it's only 60 days are left and still an alliance is not formed. So if he is trying to apply the Bihar situation here, it
might not work out.
It won't work here. He has to find an indigenous solution for this state. And that solution is still eluding him.
But all is also not well in the DMK side as well, because in today's statement from Congress MP Manikam Tagore speaks for itself, where he says, he seems to be batting for an alliance with the TVK. That's what he hinted through his statement today. And obviously, there's also certain factions, including be it Mr. Selva Perundagai or be the former Home Minister Mr. P. Chidambaram, certainly wants an alliance towards the DMK. So we don't really have a concrete information there as well. So you feel that it's not as formidable as we expect it to be, the DMK plus.
DMK is also having its own problems, but I think we should discuss much more detail the constituents of NDA also. We'll come to that. Let me first answer the question on DMK. DMK is having, on paper, DMK has got the strongest alliance as of now, even now, because alliance partners haven't yet broken. They've been continuously together since 2021, various elections.
Yeah.
And 24 also they were together and they could give a bloody nose to NDA. The problem now has become is the alliance partners, Congress, VCK, all others are beginning to feel that their own growth is, hampered.
Yeah, that's
because there are too much of domination from DMK. So Congress party, there is a demand within that, look, don't we on our own should also try to increase our support base. There's
also lucrative offer of sharing power in government.
So they want that, at least give us a share in power, which DMK refuses to do. VCK has made open demands. Say, why don't you give us share in power? And even Congress in charge of Tamil Nadu, who was here, Shadonkar, he also said, who won't like share in power?
That's right, yeah.
But they are not getting anything. So that's their annoyance. So far, they have kept quiet in the alliance, DMK alliance, because they have no other option. Because Congress on its own is very little vote percentage, 2 to 4% perhaps. So, they are able to get, last election, they contested 25 assembly election and they managed to win about 19 seats. But that happened because of the coalition. So, their compulsion is to stay in the coalition. But with the arrival of, Vijay, as an X factor, they have a new option, or that's what they think. So they are now arguing with DMK that, look, increase number of seats which are given. Last time you gave us 25, now give us 38. Also, give us better seats. On the other hand, DMK is trying to give them pushback, saying that, look, we have done a survey of our own with the help of intelligence, with the help of inputs from grassroots workers and, other survey, they have their own survey team also, that there is much unhappiness on the ground as far as the performance of Congress MLAs are concerned. So they may actually shuffle some tickets and they may just about give the same number of tickets, 25. That's where the argument is with Congress. Congress says, no, let's and ask for more seats. Now, there is another factor here, VCK. Vidudalai Chiruttai Katchi is a dominant Dalit party, and they also have the same problem. They are saying, look, last time you gave us single digit tickets, now at least go to double digits. So they even given a slogan, they would like to have something between 15 and 25. Now, these are at one hand may look like normal, arguments put together by a coalition partner. Whenever a coalition is made to increase their bargaining power, that's what normally happens. But this time in Tamil Nadu, it's slightly different. Again, the factor is Vijay, because Vijay has given invitation not just to Congress, to VCK, but also the NDA partners, which we can come now and discuss that.
As far as the NDA's former partners are concerned, be it the TTV Dinakaran, who heads the Amma Makkal Munnetra Kazhagam, and we also have OPS, who was part of the NDA in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. He was part of the AIADMK back in 2021. Yeah. Right now, he's going solo. So we don't really know which coalition he's a part of.
Yeah.
And what exactly is happening to these people? So now there is NDA and there is not so strong NDA. There is AIADMK, BJP, which is also not so strong. So what's going on? It seems too murky.
Exactly. So the same thing. See, earlier the NDA partners, they are having an internal problems, as I discussed. The main problem was coming from EPS unwilling to accept OPS. Mm-hmm. OPS is a former chief minister, and he has some hold in the southern parts of the state, in some sections of the population. Edapadi, he is actually more ground, his own base, strong base in the western parts of Tamil Nadu. And when Jayalalitha was alive, they were all together under her. But then when she died, OPS became the chief minister. And later, as you know, I'm not going into detail, EPS became the chief minister. Now, EPS has begun to imagine bigger than what he could. And he wants to emerge probably as the numero uno, and which he has. He did one thing, which he decided to take control of the party. So AIADMK is in his hands. He expelled OPS, and anybody else like Sengotian, anybody else who opposed him, they were all thrown out of the party. So EPS is unwilling to, despite repeated request of BJP, to give an entry to OPS into the party. He's saying that, look, if you want to give tickets to, you want to make him as a part of alliance, no problem. BJP can take it as a part of NDA alliance, but he cannot get an entry into AIADMK. Similar is this thing with AIMK's TTV Dinakaran. TTV Dinakaran has been clearly told that, you won't get any entry into AIADMK, but BJP can have an alliance with them, and they can be part of a larger AIADMK alliance. Now, the problem here is BJP has been constantly trying to bring them all together and make it a one unified AIADMK, which they have failed. So the second option, naturally, they could have gone and said, okay, let's have a coalition. But here again, AIADMK has put a spanner in the works by saying, we'll only give you limited number of seats. Now you take these seats. This I'm talking to BJP. They have told BJP, you take these number of seats, go and negotiate with other and include others within the quota given to you. And that quota is only about, I'm told, is about 25 seats. And this really infuriated Amit Shah, because he finds, how can he, with such less number of seats, accommodate, OPS, and then he has to accommodate TTVs, and then party. Then he also has to accommodate other partners. There are two more partners, PMK and DMDK. Now, PMK, there is a split within the party. The father and son have fallen apart. Father wants to go with, he's more interested to go with DMK, and son wants to go with BJP. And that's because of an internal fissure within the family fissure. They can come together. So again, another attempt was made by RSS leaders to bring the two together, and again they failed there. DMDK, which hardly has any vote base, which is the earlier, Vijay Kant's party, Premalata is now heading the party.
Yeah.
She is even unwilling to give any commitment to BJP. So they are saying, okay, in the second week of January, maybe we'll take a decision, come back to you. So in a way, BJP is finding itself in a very desperate situation where alliance partners are all, trying to dictate their own terms and nobody coming, closer to a solution. That's where the problem stands.
Okay, and one last question there. So Vijay seems to be the X factor, or at least the master disruptor as far as the 2026 elections are concerned. But he also seems to be in a tough spot right now. Obviously he's also, while he has invited a lot of parties to come together, but seems like nothing concrete has emerged from his side as well. His movie Jananayagan is also around the corner, touted to be the last film of actor Vijay. But the CBFC certification hasn't happened yet. The TVK seems to blame of political vendetta in this. And you also had today, just a couple of hours before, we had this announcement of Vijay being summoned in the Karur stampede in Delhi by the Central Bureau of Investigation. So how do you read these, piece together and read these incidents?
Yeah, so it's very interesting what has happened in Tamil Nadu. See, TVK is a new entrant. Nobody knows. It's unproven.
It's a startup, yes.
It's a startup. But then some surveys have shown that actually he has a lot of support. There is recently a survey done by a Loyola College former alumni. They got together and they did a survey. And it suggested that tomorrow, if the elections were to be held in, Tamil Nadu, who would be the most favorite candidate for the chief ministership? Number one position was, of course, of Stalin.
Okay.
And, they even said that the party could come back to power. But the number two position is, interestingly, Vijay and not Edapadi. And that has really sent shivers down the spine of, AIADMK. The third problem here is, it's not just AIADMK. There is a bad message for DMK also from the survey, because it says a lot of supporters of DMK alliance could also move towards Vijay. Now, this has really caused a problem. But then Vijay hasn't stopped at that. He has not just given invitation to Congress, VCK or others on the DMK alliance partners. He has also given invitation to AIADMK partners like TTV Dinakaran, OPS, even PMK. Now, since, they all have another option in front of them, but none of them have yet said anything. So this has created a new situation. I think if I may look at slightly as a distant view, I feel that BJP is now decided that, look, there is a saying in Hindi, that Sam, Ved, Dand, you try all kinds of tactics. When things are not working, first is you try through talks. If it doesn't work, you try to, entice through money. If it doesn't work, then force, whichever way. I feel now BJP has tried to kind of move towards, because there's no other reason I see why he's being, Vijay been summoned by CBI to appear in, in Delhi in front of a CBI, officers to explain what happens in Karur stampede. I think this is a kind of a very, very subtle pressure tactics, or not so subtle, I may also say, being attempted on him. And then I am also told that
unsurprising with the BJP though. So we've seen it in the past.
Yeah, we have seen it in the past. CBI, other
politics, not so politics. Shah Rukh Khan.
Exactly. We've seen those machinery being used, and also the fact that I'm told that even there could be a possibility that even some industrial houses are also interested in this election, and see how the course of this election goes. So,
but that is actually news to me. I don't understand this. So, industrial houses, okay.
Yeah. So these, as the election goes, you will hear more about this, because, as I said, everything will be attempted in these elections, because it's a very, very crucial election for BJP, and also for all of the parties involved here. It's very crucial for EPS also. It's crucial for DMK also. The thing here is why it's so crucial. BJP has a target. See, last time, 2024, they scraped through parliament election. They couldn't get a majority of their own. So they are propped up by, that JDU in Bihar, and they are propped up by TDP from Andhra Pradesh. Now, they would like to consolidate the position by increasing their appeal in the newer states. And Tamil Nadu, one state, they feel that if they are able to improve by getting 10 to 15 MLAs here,
your tally in the Rajya Sabha might also go up.
Yeah, tally might go up, and that if an AIADMK government is formed, then it will help them in the 2029 parliament elections. And maybe by 3031, they can turn around and do some kind of an turnaround where from being tail, they become the head of the alliance, like they did it Bihar. I mean, that would be their ultimate objective. That's what they've done earlier in Maharashtra, then they did it in Bihar, and now a large state like Tamil Nadu, they are trying. But Tamil Nadu so far is proving to be very elusive.
Whether Amit Shah's Chanakya Niti will work out or not, we'll get to know in the next couple of months.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, sir. Such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you.